Welcome to Crimson Guitars. Welcome to Fakeville. I've got something horrific for you today. We've got a fake Chibson Reverse Flying V. Now, okay, it's a fake and that sucks, but it is egregiously bad, horrifically wrong, and from that point of view, it's actually making me smile. We are in the process of building a guitar museum here. And through that, I've been buying a lot of guitars to go through Great Guitar Giveaway, which is the vehicle by which we're funding this whole insane experiment. And in that process, I've been offered some Chibsons. And they're always fun to document on the YouTube channel. This is why I got this, basically. I'm genuinely interested in creating a part of the collection where it's just a room of fakes and laugh at them. It's something, it amuses me. Let me know in the comments, fight me in the comments if you disagree. Let me know if you do agree. So the massive thing is just how far off the shape is. That is not a Flying V shape. It's an abomination. They had a square blank or whatever and said, well, we're going to have to fit it into that. The actual instrument is much, much longer and shorter and actually attractive. And as a result of that, the scratch plate is the wrong shape, etc. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6, we've got a 7-piece body, relatively lightweight. The joins are horrific. If you were making yourself a blank out of 7 pieces, you absolutely could make it the right size. I mean, most of the fakes that come out of China are better than this, or many of. Look at that joint. That is just diabolical. So we've got a plastic jack, we've got the wrong shape strap buttons, of course. These are quality control issues that you don't get on budget instruments made these days. Obviously, we're missing a tip. Somebody's half-inched that. The hardware is fine. It's standard stuff. It's going to be a cheap pickup. I wonder when we open that up if it's going to have Gibson written on the back or if it's going to be an Epiphone pickup like I found in the past. The frets, the fretboard, the inlays, it's all much of a muchness. These are made by people that make budget guitars for brands, essentially. I've heard that it might be people out of the Epiphone factory, for example. The nut is not great, it's a plastic nut. The other thing that they've got wrong here is the shape of the headstock. Wherever I go, we're getting light glare. So the headstock is also chunky and just wrong. On the Gibson one, the logo is actually at a funny angle, and that looks quite good for it. And then of course we've got 3 screws here rather than the traditional shape with 1 at either end. We've got tuners here that are pushed into inserts, whereas the Gibson, being a modern instrument, has has nuts and are held in properly. I suppose you get what you pay for, and what you're not paying for is a quality finish. Focus on that. Even the headstock has multiple pieces, as you can see. The holes are at least drilled accurately, which I suppose is a good thing. We've still got those horrific joints and lots of fill work going on. And it is a proper set neck. I mean, they are doing this, well, it's got the right neck break angle. Our neck is also multiple pieces though, so you've got a big old heel glued on the back. It's got the right break angle. It's made out of a piece of wood with issues in there, so I wouldn't be surprised, especially since it's one piece, if there are long-term stability issues with this guitar. And then you've got a scarf joint. The headstock is actually only 3 pieces. But again, here you can see issues with the stain or with the spraying. Fake Gibson tuners. Gibson Deluxe. They do look a little bit snotty, but that is actually fairly close to the correct look, believe it or not. Overall, I don't know. It's a fake. Okay, if this didn't have the Gibson logo on it, I would still be taking the piss out of it, guaranteed. But for £300 or £400, it is a set neck guitar. It does have a break angle. It's got a couple of humbuckers, and yeah, it's interesting. Let's take it apart, shall we? Okay, what have we got going on in here? Not very much. Yep, it's the same. It's an F-spaced Epiphone bridge. Wow, okay. There's some masking tape holding the wires together. I wonder if it's even soldered. Should we see? That has been soldered together just really badly. That's horrific. Okay, but yeah, as is the case, it does look like we've got Epiphone pickups, F-spaced, and this is what I've seen in some other ones, although I haven't looked at a Chibson in recent years. It sort of points at them being made in the Epiphone factory, doesn't it? Well, that's the pickups. I'll take the scratch plate off in a second. Oh, damn. Okay, that neck is absolutely dead nuts straight. That's quite funny. If we have perfect frets on this, and every other guitar that... No, we don't. It's fine. Never mind. There's rocks. It's not going to play great, and I am not going to do a level crown polish. Do not worry. So, taking the scratch plate off, I forgot to mention earlier that bit where they've seemed to have sanded through the stain, which, now that you've noticed it, it's obvious. Whoa. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, fine. It looks like they put the scratch plate down and then drill and screw straight in without getting rid of any of the dust. I mean, if you're going to be building a guitar on a budget, I suppose that's the way to do it. I think this is a wood called gelatong or something like that. It's intensely lightweight, very soft, and yeah, we'll weigh the guitar in a second. And hear it. Anyway, let's put this back together again. No shielding, of course. Let's weigh this beastie. 6 pounds, 12 ounces, 3.8 kgs on the dot. I mean, yeah, not bad at all. Except for the fact that it's a steaming pile of shit and a total fake, but you know. Something else that I should have mentioned a lot earlier is that there is no Gibson serial number. There is no made in USA stamped on the back here. It's like they're not even trying to fake this guitar. This is apprentice level fakery. It's just, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you. Try harder next time. See teacher after class. None of these screws are actually screwed down all the way, and wow, that's longer than it needs to be. Okay. Alright, so we've got a load of polishing compound there. I'm going to cut those screws a little bit short, or maybe even just replace them. That's not a Gibson truss rod. That's a sort of 5 pound, probably dual action, I suppose, but modern truss rod. And if you're looking at this wondering how to spot a fake, that's one of the ways. A Gibson truss rod has a completely different... I've lost all of my tools. It's got a nut that's around a rod, and you have to use an external thing rather than an Allen key that goes into a hole. There we go, look at Josh passing me the correct tools. Says one of those that goes over a nut rather than an Allen key going into is the Gibson style. If you open up a scratch plate and you see huge amounts of polishing compound and dust, and that there was no care that went into it, because they are not gonna, if you can't see it, they don't care at first blush. This guitar, I don't think that anybody in their right mind would think that this was an actual original Gibson, but well, you never know. Okay, I am going to put this back together again, pass it over to Josh, who's going to play it and play you out, and I will see you guys anon. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, check out greatguitargiveaway.com. This guitar is not on there. It can't be won by you. And I am going to get some great big letter stamps and write fake and stamp fake into the back of the headstock, and maybe even on the body somewhere, because, yeah, that needs to be obvious. Catch you on the flip side. Goodbye. Vintage Tool Shop just found these. Wow, that just didn't take. I need to really thmack. I really need to thmack this. Still. There we go, we're getting there. Oh yeah. That'll do.